Alright guys, what's up? New video here. The past few videos, I know you guys have seen the new wheels on the 240, and I've been trying to hide it and kind of blur them out, but it's a real pain in the ass to try and blow that out every video, so I kind of gave up. So you saw a little bit of a sneak peek of the new look, but now officially you guys can finally see the new look for 2022, the Kansei Astros. As you guys just saw, we do have some new Kansei wheels. The past almost 4 years now, I've been on Kansei with the Kansei Tandems and the Hyper Silver, and I love those wheels. They were great for the time being, but Kansei finally came out with the new Kansei Astros. So the Kansei Astro is new for 2022, and Kansei has the sickest tasting wheels. Chris Sempek, the designer and marketing director at Kansei, is a very, very talented dude. He's an awesome guy, and he makes awesome wheels. And he spends a lot of time and a lot of effort in these kind of wheels, and this kind of design takes a lot of time to develop and a lot of hard work and dedication. So I'm very stoked on this. These wheels do come in the Hyper Silver, comes in gunmetal, and now it's available in white. I'm not very big on white wheels, but the white looks really, really good. I'm very stoked on it. So in the front, we do have the Kansei Astro 18x9 plus 22. It's kind of a high offset for S chassis or most cars, but they did do that because of the Corvettes. I do have YSFAB, and it's a drop knuckle, and it pushes it out a lot further than stock knuckle would. So I have 50 mil fenders with YSFAB with the 18x9 plus 22. So it fits it pretty much perfect with the fender. It's a little bit poking, but I like that look. It looks really good. So with this offset and this big of a wheel, it's an 18. Most guys run 17s, but 18s is all they offer, so we gotta make it work. So basically, with this offset and this size, we did have to trim down the bumpers here, cut this off, basically have no, fender well side anymore. All right, so my camera did overheat, so on the iPhone, sorry about that, but quality's still fine. Anyway, like I said, we did have to make some adjustments to the side skirts and the bumper for clearance to lock. It has YSFAB, it's a lot of steering angle, and we made actually plenty of room for wheel clearance. So if you guys are wondering, if you have an S chassis, you guys can definitely run an 18x9 plus 22 on an S chassis, probably S14 or S13, but not like a stock version. Like I'm talking like modify. You got to do some work to get this wheel to fit. You could also do a smaller tire, but I prefer this tire in this size. So yeah, it works, it looks great, and the concave is pretty good for 18x9 plus 22, but the back, I did 18x10.5 this time with a deep concave. I did run 18x9.5 plus, I think, 22 before, I think. Yeah, I had to have a big spacer to fit this wheel, and having a spacer on a drift car is not the best thing in the world, but I had to do it to make it look good. But now we're running 18x10.5 plus 12, so a much bigger wheel, a much lower offset. To have it flush with the fender, I had to have a little spacer, a 15 mil GK Tech spacer, but the rear of the car is now much wider, a much bigger wheel, and it looks awesome. As you can see right here, the 18x10.5 is the deepest concave Kansei offers. They also offer this in 18x9.5 plus I think 22 or 32, like I had before in the tandems. But I wanted that extra deep concave and a bigger wheel to fit a bigger tire for the season. And now it looks great. Super concave, clears awesome. Tons of clearance for brakes and stuff like that, even without the spacer. I do have very, very wide fenders. So if you have a stock body 240, you probably can't fit this wheel, but the 18x9 or 9.5 will probably fit just fine with a certain size tire on there as well. But all in all, this thing looks like a whole different animal. I am so stoked on it. Always happy to represent Kansei. They're an awesome company, and they make really, really awesome wheels, and the style of it looks just perfect. It's my exact style I've always wanted. It's very, very spicy. This is like spicy for the new TikTok, Instagram trend stuff. Everybody's loving it. When I first released it, everybody kind of lost their minds. I actually did go to California back for FD last year. I stopped by a Kansei and saw the wheel in person for the first time, and I was like, yep, I need those wheels, and so do you guys. So I'm very happy how it came out. The car looks a whole like different kind of car. I don't know, it looks more tough, I guess. There's a lot of awesome, it's just an awesome look. It just looks really, really cool. I'm very stoked on it. It looks just so much more aggressive. The tandems were awesome wheels, but these knock it out of the park. I love these wheels. Very stoked on it, and hope you guys can get some. KanseiWheels.com, go check them out. I'm also very stoked to have them on board again this year and many years after this. And yeah, this is it. New look 2022. Looks spicy. Hope you guys like it. If you guys do have any more questions about fitment specs or any kind of stuff like that, comment below, I'll respond on there, or DM me on Instagram and kind of stuff like that. But it didn't take that much to fit the wheels. The rear is very easy, but again, the front's something more difficult on a drift car or an S chassis with a bigger wheel. But again, looks great. Very stoked on it. Hope you guys enjoyed that montage. Now this video might be just the wheels, or I might jump it into tuning the car tomorrow. So tomorrow we're finally tuning the car. It's gonna be great. It's gonna sound great. It's gonna freaking rip this turbo setup and this size of an engine and the 2JZ bottom end. It's gonna be a lot different, a lot spicier, and it's gonna be awesome. So let's get to that. It might not go to that, it might be just this video, but I'm assuming, depending on how the day goes today, it'll probably be in this video as well. So let's go get tuned. All right, guys, it's that time. It's time to get tuned. 1.5 JZ is ready to go. Steve from Divulge Motorsports will be tuning the car again. I'm very excited. We already dialed in the idle tune and cold start tune this morning, so now we're ready to go for the dyno, for the big boy stuff. But, so, quick story. Last night, Hunter texted me a screenshot of 3 2JZ GE engines, which are non-VVTi, are basically the same thing as a 2JZ GTE bottom end. So, this guy had 3 of them, and he was going down south to sell them to this guy. He got there, and they didn't respond. So he posted them on Facebook for a very, very, very extremely crazy cheap price for all 3 of them, and we went and snagged all 3 engines. Bit of a mess right here, but here we have a 2JZ GE non-VVTi block, and it is ready to go. It looks very healthy, a little dirty and greasy, but we'll clean it up. Another one right here, and another one right here. This one's a full, complete engine right here. It runs fine. This one has a hurt head or something like that, but that's fine. All I want is the bottom end. And this one was also healthy. He sold the head yesterday, and then he sold me the bottom end. But Hunter's going to take this engine. I'm going to take both of these. So now I basically have 2 spare engines. If I really was in a pinch and I wanted to, I could just put this short block in and go drive and have fun with reliability of this engine. And then, what I really want to do is pull it apart, do new bearings, new rings, clean the engine up, get it decked, all the good stuff, and get it ready for a stock internal replacement with fresh bearings and stuff like that. But it's a huge, huge, crazy steal that we got. So it's like the holy grail. I feel like I was driving down the street with like gold in the back of my truck. But these engines are going for stupid money right now because everybody knows the bottom ends are really good. And you can do a 2J engine swap with the budget with this engine. But yeah, super sick deal. But other than that, it is time to get tuned. I'm gonna unload the car and get going from here. All right, all ready for the dyno, all set up, all calibrated, ready to go. I have a really good feeling about this. This thing's gonna rip. It's already sounding spicy on the testing on the dyno, and we should be ready to go here in a minute. Gonna call Steve in the computer and undo his thing. So let's go. Alright, so I have some issues with like feeling up top. It's like breaking up a little bit because with these cams, this turbo setup and this bottom end, it's like completely different before. And the injectors were dirty last time, so we need much more fuel to compensate for the dirtiness of the injectors. Now after they're clean, it's getting really fat, really rich up top. So we gotta clean it up, make a whole new kind of map, whole new graph, and then go from there. And then we start making some power. So these stock cams do kind of suck. They'll make some power, but we're gonna have to revisit that later on with better cams. But for now, we'll be all right, but it's just a timely process, so. That last pull, the coupler blew off. When you're in the dyno in the car, you feel that noise. It's like, what happened? But this is a coupler. We got to fix it real quick. Spice to hit right there, 43. My goal is to make like 500, 550, so it's going good. Yeah, it's like a so we have ordered wastegate spring, a 7-pound spring. We have 3 more PSI boosts to go. We're going to max out the turbo basically for the wastegate and then see where it goes. But later on we'll come back with a new wastegate to get this thing a higher horsepower. But really good so far.
Alright, bring it home now.
Alright guys, so it's going really good so far. The car is running great, no issues at all. Like I said before though, we're limited to some power and boost because of the wastegate spring. It's an older Turbo Smart wastegate and I can't find springs for it. And I'm just too stubborn to buy a new one. I should have bought one. I bought all these engines and dog boxes and stuff for lots of money, but I haven't bought a damn wastegate. But the car made 488 horsepower and 486 foot-pounds of torque, which is like a V8 car. And that's gonna be really spicy. It does not sound like a lot of horsepower, but like when you drive this thing with this gearing, dog box, and that power of torque and power very, very close like that, it's gonna freaking party. But so plan is now, all the power is great, tune's going great. Steve from Divulge Motorsports is tuning awesome. He's a great guy, very, very smart and knowledgeable, and he's doing great with it. So go check him out. So now that the tune is good power-wise, we're gonna do some cruising tuning on the dyno. It's kind of like get in and out of gears and some wide open throttle 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of see where we're at, touch it up, and be good to go from there. After that, we'll go home, and that'll be it for this video. But then I'm gonna buy a wastegate this week or next week, and then throw it on the car, the proper wastegate spring, come back and tune this car again with higher boost and make a lot more power. So I can make like probably close to 600 horsepower with the proper wastegate spring. But all in all, I'm great. The car's running great, but it is running hot. I think the radiator in this car is just bowed out and just toast from the past years of abuse, and plus the last engine got really hot. I think it just destroyed the radiator. So the car's kind of running a little hot, but yeah, no big deal. So new radiator, wastegate, higher spring, and then we'll be good to go to make some way more power. But let's do this. Alright, so we're back home safe from the dyno. Dynos can always be very, very, very stressful, especially with my luck lately. But it went very, very well. Made really good power, really good torque. The tune's all perfect and ready to go. And I do want more power though. I want to go back with a new wastegate, the proper wastegate spring, and go back there and get this thing up and some more power. But this power is plenty for now. I'm gonna go to OSW and test and drive as much as I can until clutch triggers and get a lot of testing done and all that kind of stuff. But when clutch triggers is coming closer, Steve from Divulge Motorsports, tuner to tune the car today, is gonna fly in, do a proper tune while he's here. A lot of tuners can do a lot more tuning and get more deep into the tune while they're here. Remote tuning can be kind of difficult, but it went great for us. And when he's here next time, it'll be even better. But the car is here, all safe and sound, absolutely no issues on the dyno with a brand new engine is always a good day. But we did have a little bit of, not of an issue, just like a very, very rich previous tune, because I think from the injectors being very dirty, we had to add a ton of fuel before, and now that they're cleaned, we had to, you know, take a lot of fuel out because it's getting really fat up top, very rich, and you kind of heard that in some of the pulls to where it was kind of like, you know, just cutting out because of fuel cut, and then it was like making a weird like brrr noise. But we cleaned it up, got it all perfect. Steve did an awesome job on the tune once again. We were very, very conservative on timing and stuff like that. Could have made much more power with a lot more timing, but the tune would have been much more aggressive, and I don't need that. The power we made is very safe and very, very minimal timing. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. Very good day. Car's looking pretty with the new Kansei wheels again, as you guys saw earlier. This thing is looking good, sounding good, performing good, and all in all, just ready to go after all the hard work is put into this thing. But real quick, the radiator I think is done so. The car's running really hot, and there was not any hot air being blown out by the fans. It was only hot up here on the radiator, which means it's either clogged or it's just toast. I think when we got the other engine before, very, very hot, I think it just toasted this radiator. So I'm gonna order a new radiator, throw that in there, rebleed the system, get it ready to go, and then go drift this thing. So that is the plan. Then in a few weeks, we'll get a wastegate spring. Well, we'll get a new wastegate with the proper wastegate spring, go back to the dyno, make more power. It might even have more, it might even have cams by then. But that will be it for this video. Hope you guys love the new look with the Kansei wheels. I love the wheels, they look so freaking good. Changes the whole look of the car. And I hope you guys love the new sound of the 1.5 JZ and how it performed. I'm happy with it. Hope you guys are too. Next video, hopefully we can probably go drive this thing, possibly. I gotta find a test day. But other than that, it's pretty much done. It is done. But with that being said, I'll see you guys soon.